Welcome to Jarhead Cauldron, where all in-game crafting happens in-world rather than in UI. So it will look something more like this, rather than a convoluted system of UI systems that suddenly take 20 minutes to get all the ammo that you need.
Workbench, and then you can craft ammo. It's really complicated to make it, so I'd recommend just sticking to finding it.
Jarhead Cauldron is going to take a different approach to in-game crafting and in-game UI elements, as most of it will be in-world. All the crafting will happen through the cauldron, which will happen right in front of you, rather than inside a UI menu. One of the current issues is that there's no specific title for this type of mechanic, so in-world crafting is what I have. If you have a better idea for marketing purposes, or just want to be the one that actually coined it as what this system is, go ahead and drop that down in the comment section below. The only UI that's really used is for your health and other indicators that obviously can't happen in world, such as your backpack and stuff. For obvious reasons, it's not very fun to carry one item at a time across the entire map, so players will also be able to use the backpack features to carry around large amounts of items to bring to the cauldron to craft their gear. All the crafting will happen right in front of you as you throw your items into the cauldron to craft out your new weapons and materials. This reaches throughout the game where, in order to save your coven, you need to do the necromantic ritual, and all of this is going to be in-game. You have to fill a cauldron with body parts. To save those in your coven who have been jarred into jar heads, you have to find all the items in-game and place them in-game, including filling this cauldron with body parts to create the new bodies for them. These body parts are conveniently come to you via an enemy that I'm currently calling Mr. Meatball, who will come at you and attack you as the reanimated body parts of previously disembodied individuals, a part of these rituals, are coming to take revenge. But how did we get here? It didn't all start like this. In the beginning, it was more of just a walking simulator, testing my abilities to create a game in general. Then the idea of having body parts that you need to collect through a grabbable system came into mind with UI elements, where it would show you how many of them you'd collected on the wall to save your friend who had been once again disembodied by a occult ritual gone wrong. However, with things like needing to refill the jar head and stuff like that, it just wasn't fun, and so finding the fun was the biggest problem. I've done a series of playtesting in which I have scrapped the game 3 separate times and completely redone it. Each iteration better than the last, improving gameplay, making mechanics that work, and then also improving graphics. An ongoing struggle is the struggle for performance, even though the game does have a simple premise, using the physics engines and the specific type of gameplay that we're trying to facilitate don't always work together, so a significant amount of optimization is required. At one point, after creating many of these systems, the game was only playing at 10 FPS. Then after a few days of optimization, we have it back up to 60. It all started with the first jar head idea of collecting the body parts and then moving them all in and then saving your friend. However, this was a little bit more tedious, not as scalable, and had some issues of its own. During this time period, I've had the idea for an in-game cauldron to do a puzzle that was once again in-game crafting style, and I decided to scale this through the entire game, and then even try to create a game that was specifically based around in-game crafting exclusively. The issue with this game was that it just wasn't fun. There was no reason to enjoy using the in-game crafting because the items that you were getting out of it just weren't rewarding enough. So we had to change the premise and twist it again so that then you're able to get items that you're excited about crafting and finding and creating, giving us the main gameplay loop of completing the ritual, being attacked for doing the ritual, taking the resources, crafting new items, upgrading things, becoming more powerful, completing the ritual again, finding resources, taking out enemies, and then crafting new items. If you think this game will be interesting and fun to play, don't forget to go and wishlist it on Steam. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to follow us for the next one.